The ayat part for this video, which is important, I'm going to read out. God gives authority to his messengers over whoever he wills. Surah 22 verse 19. These are two adversaries who dispute about their Lord. Then as to those who disbelieve, for them are cut out garments of fire, boiling water shall be poured over their heads. Verse 20. With it shall be melted what is in their bellies and their skins as well. Verse 21. And for them are whips of iron. So let's find out from the Quran ayahs where the Prophet Muhammad gave out these punishments like boiling water poured over their heads and whipped by iron rods. In Surah Hashr ayat we are told, the second ayat, that these were the disbelievers of Medina. They were forced to leave their houses. Their houses were broken down by their hands forcefully and by the hands of the believers. And then in the same surah, ayat 4, we're told that they were in opposition to Allah and His Messenger. And so this is a severe retribution to those who are in opposition to Allah and His Messenger. Also noteworthy is that the word opposition has a wide connotation. So it could mean that they were against him and split away from him rather than fight him or wanting to kill him. Now, ayat 5 of the same surah says, whatever palm tree you cut down or leave standing upon its roots, it is by Allah's command, and that he may disgrace the transgressors. So their palm trees were cut down, some of them, by the Muslims of Prophet Muhammad's time. And so back to this ayat in Surah Hashr, ayat 6, where Allah has given him authority, as stated, so against anyone whom Allah pleases. So he can do anything, Prophet Muhammad, against anyone. And it would not be surprising since he is a false prophet. I have established this in my previous videos through many ayats in the Quran, and especially focusing mostly on the ayats of the Quran like Surah Azab ayat. And then in Surah Azab also we're told 60, 61, 62 that there was a massacre, complete massacre, of those Jews, Medinan Jews. And so they were just, because they were hypocrites, they had disease in their hearts, and they were spreading rumors against Prophet Muhammad. So this kind of punishment, do you think these Medinians deserved? And since in length I've done the live streams on Surah Hashr ayats, and also the ayats mentioned here. Yes, so there are ayats from Surah Hajj. Also another ayat I missed where the disbelievers are asked to, if they think that Allah will not help this messenger, then they should strangle themselves with a rope tied to the ceiling. So this also, it's not surprising then to see that through the Quran ayats now, and not very hard to see now clearly that Prophet Muhammad was a terrorist, a religious, using Allah, false prophet, terrorist, I don't know how one would say that, tyrant of his kind, and a terrorist of his kind, using Allah and religion. And also worth mentioning here about his messenger, the messenger of Allah, is that He was, after money and wealth of other people. As we are told here, you can see ayat 7 of chapter 59 of the Quran. Whatever Allah has restored to his messenger from the people of the towns, it is for Allah and for the messenger. So restored from the people of the towns, which the towns he destroyed, the houses he destroyed, the trees he cut off, cut down. So, that makes him a terrorist, also a tyrant, and greedy, getting their property now after destroying them, banishing them from their homes, making the believers, break their houses and all. It's a good thing that we find in the Quran, Ali Imran, verse 161. It is not appropriate for a prophet to illegally withhold spoils of war or defraud, and whoever does so, it will be held against them on the day of judgment. And so this is enough for now. The ayat I did not read completely, right? And then you compare it with the 59th chapter of the Quran, verse 6, and whatever Allah restored to his messenger is not for those of you who broke the houses of the disbelievers and cut down trees of theirs. So didn't he hear? Doesn't it show this ayat that he has defrauded and taken the spoils of war, defrauding those Muslim believers who did his dirty work, terrorism against the Madinans, as reading in context the ayat. So this to be noted. So yeah, terrorism and I forgot to say mass destruction of the people of Medina, and banishing them from their lands, then restoring some of their property and gains and taking it for himself, and then saying it's although not for those believers who did this, helped him evacuate them, the disbelievers and those who opposed him, from Medina, and also made them break down their houses, and the believers broke their houses, demolishing their houses, and cutting off some of the palm trees of theirs. What this proves is that it proves that Prophet Muhammad defrauded his Muslims who helped him demolish the houses and cut off trees, from defrauding them from the spoils of the this which he got gained from Medina, destroying the Medinan and completely, and banishing them from their homes, homelands, and all. And so he defrauded the Muslims of his time who helped him get this done, so he can, and this property of theirs left over, whatever was left over, he's brought Allah in and says that Allah restored it to the messenger. It's for the messenger and this his near of kin and needy traveler, immigrants, muhajirs, ansars. So it doesn't make sense really at all. But what makes sense is that he was a warlord, and as Surah Fat Ayat 16 states, to the Bedouin Jews, you will be called to face a people of great military might. You may fight them or they will submit. So this, you see, tells us that he was a warlord for sure. And he wanted the Makkans and the Madinans to fight each other for the reasons given in Quran ayats, because they grabbed your land, so fight them, polytheists, and then he tells the polytheists to fight the Madinans like that, making each other fight. And Dr. David Wood is right in pointing out that he was a warlord for sure. Thanks to him. And thank you all for watching. I will come back again to expose this greatest hypocrite of his time, a false prophet and a plunderer, looter, warlord.